right. So today, we're just gonna go into a little energy work right away and some messaging, and then we can have time to chat. I always love to hear your chats, but I want to go ahead and bring us all into this the beautiful energy of this equinox. So we've got this equinox today, and I just feel like the part of the celebration of what is Ganesha energy to me is I wanted to share. I did like 3 or 4 years ago, I did a meditation where I was guided to meet Ganesha. And um, in the meditation, I suddenly saw myself with probably not a lot of people, like 125 people walking in India on a road. And it's really just not a nondescript road that, but it was such a celebration. And there were prayer flags like blowing. And Ganesha was showing me and us like kind of like this celebratory entrance into where I was going at the time. And I'm not even sure what that was. But that's the energy that I'm feeling today. Obviously, I've got that consciousness right now of moving into something brand new, but we all do. Plus, it's fall, plus, it's the equinox, plus, it's just a new day. So, wherever you are, you can always take a dose of spiritual medicine of like, help me move into the newness, even like from afternoon into evening or evening into nighttime or into sleep. The consciousness that brings us awareness of our participation in our movement. That's actually what he's saying, what I'm getting. The consciousness that brings us awareness of our own participation in our movement. So to me, that's the divine dance of it all. The dance with the divine is saying yes to so many different factors, like yes to maybe something spirit says, or yes to your own heart, yes to your plan, yes to your path. So that's the vibration that we're working with. So I'm just going to invite you all to let yourself settle into the presence inside your body of this equinox, of equality. It is said, I used to try this often with my mother, but on the equinox, it's said you can stand an egg up on its, an egg can stand up right on your counter and not tip over, because of the way the earth is spinning. And I never was successful about that, but that's the metaphor that's coming to mind. And so this energy of Ganesha, let it come to you however you're going to herald it and however he wants you to experience it. It's going to be very particular based on your inner union with this being that we know as Ganesha. It's almost like well, it's much bigger than what we might think. Like, because I've been playing with understanding what he is, who he is, how he is this week. And so I wanted that for us all. Like, what is it? How do you comprehend the being or the vibration or the energy or the consciousness that we call Ganesha? What is it to you? And so when I'm asking that, I intend that you're going to open your heart and your intuitive seeker channel to let yourself be shown. And you might be shown through movement, through color, through words or expressions that you've known. Because each of these kind of primordial or eternal beings they're so much more independent in nature than we can imagine, and they're so multidimensional. And so we know of his aspect through the mythology, and that's his signature. That's his signature, is what I'm getting. So right now, allow this being, this beloved, to embark on a mini journey with you to move you energetically into harmony in yourself, because that's the place from which we really can access those things we want, like feeling peace or feeling joy or feeling elation, when you are in your own self. And if you want, play with the idea that you're in an egg of light, like your aura, your auric field is like that egg. And on this day, the equinox, it's so gentle and easy to have it be in harmony with everything around you, around it, and with this this reset of the earth's literally the earth's spinning. So let all of these forces harmonize you. There's nothing to do but to allow and observe and notice, where is your breath in all of this? Do you want to bring your breath a little deeper into your belly? Would that be useful? What's your homeostasis? When we ask that, what's your homeostasis? Ask yourself that. What's my homeostasis? And then let your cells and muscles and energy and consciousness show you. So we're going to sit with that question for a few moments. What is my homeostasis now? Let your cells show you. Because they know what homeostasis is. Okay. So as you're restructuring the water in your cells, the energy, the muscles, the DNA, it's getting grounded and reset for this new timeline, moving into fall. And even that transition of summer into fall, imagine now that you're sitting very comfortably on a gorgeous precipice ledge at the, he's saying at the Grand Canyon. So imagine you're sitting with Ganesha, looking out over the vastest expanse of what you know as the Grand Canyon, that really wide openness of that land and the vaults of gorgeous layered stone, the canyons, the water that runs down in the floor of the canyons. And imagine it's you and Ganesha just so effortlessly sitting there. And he's at your right side. And he's offering his aspect that's the remover of obstacles. And you can see that often as his trunk that swishes obstacles away. But let yourself just sit in this knowing that you have a comrade in your life camp, your boot camp or life camp, that that's a guide to show you, to always bring you awareness that can help you move away the chaff or swish away the maybe the bugs on the windshield kind of thing, or the density that keeps you from being able to see clearly your future or your path, even your immediate path. He's saying, like, think of me as your buddy. Now, this is something that the guides and beings that we work with suddenly this week are very keen to be sharing. They want me and you and I, to see them as ourselves as equals, as compatriots in this whole play of the universe. And so that's why, to me, I'm seeing him sitting next to you, sitting next to me, kind of like wearing blue jeans, barefoot Ganesh, with his gorgeous elephant head. Because he's like, yeah, you see, like, I'm also like you. You're like me. And I can be I can be your trusted guide to help you vision for yourself that which you want to be able to see more clearly. And when you can navigate and start to develop the future that you want with more precision, like sharpening up the visual of the future. Like, for instance, this is just what I'm seeing. Say you want to be a world-class chess player. I'm seeing like a chess piece out in front of me that I get to use my third eye and my visuals and my senses to see like the sharpest, most cool chess piece in front of me, symbolizing that I'm a world-class chess player. And when I can sharpen the view of it and make it so distinguished and precise, the precision engineering of my vision, then I'm essentially eliminating the X factors that would have kept in my way. Like, before, I might have seen through a glass murkily, like in 1 Corinthians. I saw it like a child, or I saw it not very well formed, and it was mushy and not clear. But when I can bring to my consciousness what I want and see it with utter like German precision engineering kind of thing, sharp edges or soft in the right places or just the right kind of setting, whatever it is, you see, even that alone is one of your best friends in keeping out the obstacles keeping the bugs off the windshield is really key. Saying, this is hilarious because I dealt with enormous bug issues on my windshield in Texas. So it's really hilarious to be having that, but it makes sense. Like keeping your vision very clear, and like a steamship moving towards it, that's actually one of your best ways to keep obstacles out of the way, because so many of your obstacles are actually stem from self-sabotage, doubt, or letting stuff come in that would keep you from enhancing your life by fulfilling your dreams, for instance. Does that sound familiar? Of course it does. We've been really expert. I have had a certain expertise in that for sure. I'll just speak for myself, but he's saying, see, it's science actually that helps you remove obstacles. Now the divine can come in and play a role when a prayer is said and it's the right mix and it's appropriate. The divine can help. The divine order of things, of holiness, indeed comes in and takes things out of the way, out of the picture, if they deem you don't need or want to have that certain experience. For instance, that there's something coming along your path, but you don't need it anymore, or you've learned the lesson, or you've asked and said, I don't want that. So that is at play too when we ask Ganesha for discrete guidance and assistance to remove obstacles. But you see, the better, more empowered thing is for you to be seeing what you want and moving towards it, even if you're moving slowly, even if you're moving, you're at your own pace, it doesn't matter, but you know the thing that you want, and you're methodically and lovingly and consciously working, moving, being moved towards it. So this is what he wants to show as a matter of his enamoredness with us. He's enamored with you. Imagine that. Ganesha is enamored with us. And that's because he knows the travails and the work it takes to derive your own consciousness. He knows that. And that's more than anything what he wants for us at this time. We're learning to derive our own consciousness and set sail, knowing that these beings love us, but that we're boots on the ground, and we actually came here to herald our own time of being the masters and being the protagonists in our own play, not just at the mercy of the forces that we were for the first parts of our lives, because we ordained it that way, and we chose to work through the mischievous plans that we had laid about for ourselves. So he would say, think of me forever in blue jeans. And I have that Neil Diamond song in my head, Forever in Blue Jeans. Think of me like that, like your compatriot in learning how to ping pong yourself in and out, or back and forth in awareness, to stay out of your own harm's way, which by and large is that's usually what's the precipice or the underneath. That's usually the foundation of most of your obstacles, the delusion that you can't have it the way you want it, and that sharp precision. So that's my message with this beloved on this day. And just feel into how this is resonating in you. If it's resonating, if you want more of this, re-listen to this transmission later. If you are receiving, well, all of you are receiving an upload, download upgrade of your best for your systems, like the engine of your systems, to accommodate your swift, fluid state as we're on this equinox day. And so with one last thing, if you've got paper, or make a note, when you ask yourself, what does my system most desire me to offer to it to be in a state, a more abundant, more and more increasingly abundant state of homeostasis? What's the one thing you can start to give yourself? Probably a practice, or maybe a new belief system, to have a much more robust experience of a state of homeostasis on the regular. What is it that you'll have a little commitment to yourself, that you'll give yourself because you're being shown something? And let that, whatever it is, let it be absorbed into each cell. So maybe there's a word for it, maybe it's a practice, maybe it's a thing, but visualize that thing or the word or the practice, visualize it actually being absorbed by each of your cells, and you're giving it to yourself already. And what is that? Notice what it is, and create that reality right now. And then make a note, because maybe you take some action today or tomorrow to start doing it actively, or calling it in, or whatever it is. Homeostasis is one of your best friends these days. From that foundation of inner peace and stability and anchoredness comes great freedom. That's something I learned last week in a journey that I did, that the more I cultivate an inner peace, which is another way to, it's similar to homeostasis. They're just using a more technical word, but it's a valid word. It's a valid distinction. But the more I have that, the more I'm so solid, like the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, on her rock solid foundation. I guess she's next to Ellis Island, but feel the stability of this, and the peace and the anchoring. And if there's anything else you want to ask for yourself or anyone else at this time, go ahead and take a moment to do so.